Hi, I'm Anne, and today's video is my monthly buys and buys video. So if you've been here for a while, you know what this video is about, but if you're new, the quick spiel is that this is like a monthly collective haul. So I talk about all the things I bought in the month, and then it's like a monthly empties video. So I sort of compare what I brought in for the month versus what is going out for the month. I'm also doing something a little different this year where I'm using my previous paid value of my empties from the previous month to be my budget for the next month, which has proved to be quite challenging. So let's get into it. My April purchases have been quite low, which has been intentional. I only had a budget of, I think, $40. Let me get the specific number. I had a budget of $40.39. So the first thing that I bought was a palette. This guy. So this is the BH Cosmetics Romantic Nomad palette. I talked about this in my makeup wish list video, if you saw that if I perhaps come across a BH Cosmetics palette that I was interested in, I'm probably going to pick it up. And this is one that I was interested in. This is one that I was going to pick up off their website. I was almost going to place an order late last fall and I never did. And this was one of those items that I had seen that I really liked. I didn't realize how small this was. I don't know if I have... Okay, here's my phone. This is the size of my phone and I have like a small iPhone 7. This is so tiny. I didn't realize that. When I see people showing it online, it does not look that tiny. Like the pan sizes, these pans are about the size of a dime. They're really tiny, which, to be honest, is kind of awesome. I feel like this is going to be a great travel palette. It's got 16 shades in it, which is like amazing for the size of this palette. And I really like this color story. I haven't used this yet. Spoiler alert, this is going to be a palette that I select. I'm going to actually pre-select this one for the month of May. But yeah, I'm excited to play with this. I just liked the color story of this, and I thought it would be a nice palette. Like when I saw it in the store and I was like, oh, it is tiny. I'm like, oh, that might be a really great travel palette. Eventually when I get to travel. But even like I talk about, like I go home to my family home, so just like throwing it in for like a weekend or something, like a weekend palette would be great as well. You get a lot of neutrals in here, but then a few splashes of color just to give you a little variety. So yeah, I'm really happy that I saw this and I picked it up. I did see a few other BH palettes that I didn't pick up. So I saw a few of the like jewel, like the monthly gemstone ones. So like I did see my month too. I did see July, but I was like, eh. So July is a ruby and like red. I'm like, eh. The one that did kind of spark my interest was, I think it's April. April is the diamond one, I think. Anyway, this one that's the diamond one, like this sort of light toned one. That one was really pretty, but I ended up not picking it up either. I saw something else too, but I ended up not picking it up. The only thing I would say about this is I feel like I got swindled a little on the price. So it was $9.99 Canadian, which seemed like when I saw it, I was like, that's kind of high for this little guy, especially at Winners or Marshalls. I think I got this one at Marshalls. And I was like, but I really want it, and so I'm going to pick it up. And right after I bought this, I saw somebody else talk about this. They saw it at TJ Maxx or Marshalls in the States, and it was $5.99 US. So that translates to around, I think, $7 or $8 Canadian. I was like, yeah, that's what I would have expected, like $7.99. Like $7.99 would have made a lot more sense for this. But whatever, I was like, I really wanted it, and I'm glad I have it. Again, I haven't used it. I've just done some quick swatches, but I'm going to try and maybe do a specific video, either get ready with me with this, or just like a video with some different looks, or maybe some looks on my Instagram. I'm really bad with like updating my Instagram. So yeah, so I did buy a palette this month. Like I said, it was $9.99 Canadian, so with tax, that works out to $11.16. And when I was looking online, it was only, like, at the back they say comparable $18. That's a lie. I was looking online to find the price of this, and whatever I figured out, it was around $15 Canadian. So I also got a lip product this month. However, this was like a free add-on. So I did just purchase 2 more flavors from the Bloom drink mix company. I've done 2 videos already on that company, on the products I bought from Bloom. I did film a third. I'm not sure if I'll post it yet. I haven't even edited it yet, so I don't know how it turned out. So I don't know why I do those videos. They're the only like taste testing videos I've ever done on my channel, but I'm just so intrigued by their products. So yeah, they had, if you bought their oat chai something or other, oat chai latte, you they had an add-on where you might have got this. It was like kind of like while supplies last. Supplies still lasted. So it's the Burt's Bees Gloss and Glow Glossy Balm in the shade 905 Chai Time. It's pretty creamy. I have tried it on my lips. That's what it looks like. I think my camera's lighting's a little bright right now. And there's a swatch of it on the back of my hand. It looks a little bit like what I'm wearing today, but it is not what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing this Superstay Matte Ink Crayon. Can't remember the shade. It'll be down below. But yeah, I have tried it once. It's very, very creamy. I'm super curious to know how similar this is to the Makeup by Mario or the Tarte things that I've been like eyeing. I don't know if this is as glossy as those. I mean, it looks pretty shiny, but not as shiny as the swatches that I've seen online, but I've never seen those products in person, so I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, so this was really nice. So it was an add-on, so I didn't pay anything for it. And the retail value of these little products in Canada, at least my retail value is usually I go to Shoppers Drug Mart and see how much it costs, because that's going to be generally the base cost of what I'm going to pay for something. So it was $10.99. So that's all that I am including for my budget, but I do want to talk about 2 items, because I've already said that if I buy, or when I buy these items, they're outside the realm of this. They're getting an exemption, they're getting a pass. So I've talked about I'm going to do another mascara testing video, which I do every year. And I want to do a concealer testing video, which I have not bought any yet, but I did buy 2 mascaras. So the 2 mascaras that I did pick up was the Sky High, the Maybelline Sky High. I got this in the blackest black. And then I got the e.l.f. Lash It Out Loud mascara, which I think this is one that Jessica Perron really likes. And I know a ton of people talk about this one and really like it. Again, I haven't tried either of these, so I'm excited to get started on doing the testing. So I'm going to start testing mascaras in May. One of the reasons why I don't do this kind of testing in the early part of the year is lighting. I can't take photos in the morning because it's too dark. That's really, and then at the end of the day, it's dark by 4 o'clock. So I kind of like to wait till it's I've got reasonable daylight to actually do a full day of testing for both mascaras and concealers or whatever else I'm doing. I did foundations last year. So yeah, the price of those, I basically paid full price. I bought those at Walmart. Like I said, I have a Walmart gift card. So those are coming out of that gift card that I already have, although I haven't actually used that gift card, but that's what it's going to come out of is that total. So I paid, I think this was $10.97, so with tax it was $12.38, and I think this was $7.97. Walmart always has those 97 prices, so it was $9.01 with tax. So again, didn't really get a super good deal on that. This one was a bit cheaper, so if I got this at Shoppers Drug Mart, it would probably be about $14 or $15, just basic retail price, not on sale, which nobody ever pays that. So that's it for my buys side. I am, like I said, doing sort of counts of things. I don't want to buy more than 4 in one category, with the exclusion of the mascara and concealer thing. So I'm adding 1 count to my palettes. Technically it's 2 because I got the Glam palette, but I'm giving myself that a buffer of 1, a plus one in the eyeshadow palette. So I've used up 1 of my 4 slots for eyeshadows, and then this is a tinted lip balm. So that's the first tinted lip balm that I've bought this year. So for numbers, for budget, so like I said, I am sort of excluding these 2. I will give a total at the end of the year that includes these, but for budget wise, that we're talking about with the ins and outs, which I feel like an accountant cooking the books with 2 sets of numbers. But anyway, that's what we're doing. I'm sort of excluding those 2 items. So right now, for my April spend, all I have is the palette, because it's the only thing I actually paid for outside of those things, and with tax it was $11.16, and retail value would include both of these items, which was $29 or $25.99, and I brought in 2 products. So that's been the lowest month. Yeah, this has been my lowest month so far. I brought in 2 products. So right now my total budget, again excluding the mascaras, since the beginning of this year I have spent $284.17, a retail value of $526.45, and I've brought in 39 products. So now let's move into the Empties side, which it's a good month. Okay, Empties. Now I always talk about a few other items every once in a while, but they don't count towards like the budget or like the count of my Empties, but I just like to share them. So the first thing is a wallflower. So this is the white balsam and vanilla scent. I really enjoyed this scent. This is like a nice, I don't know, it's like fresh and warm at the same time. It's a nice house fragrance. I don't even know if this would come in anything. I mean, I maybe buy it in a candle as well. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this because it's got the woodsy from the balsam. It's got the vanilla, but there's something a little bit fresh in there too. Yeah, really enjoyed this. I think I have 2 wallflowers left, but I know one is like a summer scent, like it's a coconut something or other. And I think the other one is leaves maybe. So I don't actually have any wallflowers right now. I've been thinking about getting some. I just never hit. Like, the one thing I hate about Bath & Body Works, it's like, do people just have time to do this? It's like I'll get an email in the morning or like the night before and it's like, wallflowers on sale on Tuesday for $3.95, one day only. I'm like, I need more time. Like, can you tell me it's like Saturday so that I can go get them on Saturday? Like, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have that kind of like, I can't just drop everything and go to Bath & Body Works to get stuff. Anyway, another one from Bath & Body Works is a candle. So I finished up a 3-wick candle and I'm kind of happy about that. I have one more that's getting pretty low as well. I thought I might have had it finished this month, but I didn't. So the scent of this one is Bergamot Mint. Where are you? Right there. It's like the White Barn Bergamot Mint. So it's a little bright. And in the past, you might have heard me reference this as Bergamot Mist. Totally not Bergamot Mist. It's mint. But it's not, like, I don't really get much of a minty, like, you wouldn't get, like, a peppermint or spearmint, like, a super mint flavor. It's just a fresh, again, this is like spa scent to me. And it's not too strong where I felt like it's overwhelming. Like, I have a couple other ones. I actually don't have any of them out. I have another one that's similar to this in scent, but it's like really strong. Like, just opening it up, I'm like, whew. But yeah, this one's a really, really nice one. I don't know if it still exists, but I would repurchase this scent because it's like an all year round scent to me that I can use anytime. So those were my 2 other type of items. So let's get into the Empties. So the first Empty, this normally wouldn't be another type of item. An other type of item, did I say that right? Because it's a razor and I would have not normally included this as an Empty. However, I got this in a top box, so that's really the only reason why it's included, because it was included in my purchases when I got a top box. It's the Chic Intuition, sort of like the all-in-one. This has been sitting in my shower for ages. I should have got rid of it ages ago, and it just kind of was sitting there, and I was like, oh yeah, let's maybe get rid of that. Like, you can see the bottom. I don't know if you can see, it's like, it's all gone. Like, that was all full, like, it was this thing was like a big thing around it. I think conceptually, I get it. In practicality, no. It's just too clunky and too big. Like, it's really not that hard to just, like, if you needed to like, even just grab some, like, conditioner and use that to shave. But yeah, so that's done. So this is a bit of a spoiler. This is the Pond's Cold Cream Makeup Remover. So this is the specific makeup remover one. This is in my project pan. I have finished it. Yay! I will not repurchase this. Mainly because what happens with this product is it leaves a film on your face that you cannot get rid of. Even if you're like, you double wash your face afterwards. Like, it's so hard to get rid of, which is not the end of the world in the wintertime, you know, it's like whatever, but as soon as it starts getting a bit warmer, I'm like, ugh, it's an extra layer of just film on your face that you can't get rid of. I know I've heard a few people really like this, but I think most people have been like, no, that's a pass for me. I finished up one of these. So this is one of the Dr. Dennis Gross exfoliating peels. I really, really like these. I have a couple left in my little box. This is something that I probably should have bought in the Sephora sale that I kind of forgot about, to be honest. So I'm kind of sad that I didn't actually get that in the sale, but if they have the sale in August, I can probably pick it up then. I have been debating buying like the bigger set and just like sucking it up and buying like I always buy the little five pack. But yeah, love this product. I think it's great. I don't like, I think they say you can use this like regularly. I don't. I use it like once in a while, just when I feel like my face has a lot of texture. What's happened right now, I'll get into this in another video, but I went home. The water at home always does things to my skin, and it gets sort of like almost like scaly. It's kind of gross, and so I was trying to battle some of that like dead skin. Like I felt like a lizard. My face was just like peeling off, and this just really helped move that along and clear things up a little bit. So yeah, great product. I always recommend this to people. I also have this little sample. This is the Misha Bee Pollen Renew Ampule. It was fine. This came, I think, in my Stila order, or maybe I think it was the Pink and Blossom order that I did. Yeah, it might have been the Pink and Blossom. I can't remember which one. It was a little sample that came. I used it. It was fine. I don't even know if it had much of a scent. There's a bit of a like skincare type scent, but not really much of a scent. I don't really know if it did anything, but I used it up. Now into makeup. So another spoiler alert, I finished my Franken bronzer from my Project Pan, which is not really a spoiler alert because it was so close in the last video. That was in this, but I'm not going to open this up because I repressed my blush into this. So I'll talk about that in my Project Pan video. But yeah, I finished up my Franken bronzer. So how I kind of tallied that in my empties was I used 2 pans from one of my the NYX contour, highlight and contour kit. So I'd mixed 2 pans of that and then the powder that was in this. So I kind of valued it like the 2 pans plus this. That was kind of the best way for me to figure out what the value of the empty is. Some of this stuff is just, it's an art, not a science. So yeah, really happy that I did finish that bronzer up. This one's not a spoiler. This was the Essence Get Big Lashes Volume Boost Clump Free Mascara. So this was in, I think, my Pan of Green Gables project. It just was not doing, it never really did anything for my lashes to start with. And then it was like pretty much ineffectual. So I was kind of using it in conjunction with another mascara. And it was like, why am I doing that? Like, let's just call it, it's done. It's done. So this one is empty and done. I mean, there's still a bit of product left in it, obviously, but it actually is fairly, like, I was really trying to scrape it to get some stuff out of it. Speaking of product I was trying to scrape to get stuff out of, I have another one of these, Stila Glitter and Glows. I did have an empty of these. Was it end of last year or was it this year? I can't remember now. This was in a little trio. This is Follow the Sun. It's, again, it doesn't look empty from the sides, but I think I showed this. I took the stopper out, and if you kind of look inside it, I don't know how well you can see inside it. Like, it's pretty empty, and it's dry. It is dry as the Sahara in there. It is sand. Yeah, I talked about this in my, I think it was the Pan of Green Gables video where, like, I was trying to, like, stick it on my eye. It just was not working. So I gave that up, and I replaced it with something else. And then my last 3 items are lip products. Again, quasi-spoiler, but not really. This will show up again in my lip project pan just to wrap this up. But this was the e.l.f. Tinted Lip Oil in Nude Kiss. I was looking on the e.l.f. website. They don't have this shade on their website, but I'm pretty sure you can still get this. I'm certain I've seen it in store still. But again, I'm like, if you can't get the shade, does that mean they're like phasing this out? I don't know. It's a really nice product. I would repurchase this. It's kind of like a hybrid between a lip oil and a lip gloss, so it feels really, really nice. I did kind of fly through it. If you were following my lip project pan, like, I don't normally go through these kind of products that fast. But yeah, it was a really, really nice product. But yeah, I didn't take the stopper out, but I tried to finish it up as much as I could. You gonna focus on it? There we go. You can see it's pretty empty there. Another empty, which is not a spoiler from my lip project pan because this was an empty in my lip project pan this month. This is the Marc Jacobs La Marque Lipstick in Slow Burn, which discontinued. It's done. So happy that I finished this lipstick. It's the first, I think, bullet lipstick I've ever finished. Even though it is a mini, I'm still proud of myself that I finished this. And I started to like the color a lot more the more I wore it, which I remember when I first had it, I didn't really love it. It is one of those mauve-y pinks that I feel like sometimes if you over apply, it starts looking a bit gray purpley, like it pulls a bit funny on me. But yeah, really happy that I finished this, so yay. And then another lip product that I haven't talked about that I did finish, this is the Lip Fusion XL. This was I don't know if the camera's going to even focus on this. There we go. It does focus. It's really, really shiny. This was inspired from Tati because she talked about this product, and it does actually work. It's kind of expensive. Again, I was kind of looking at the price of this online. Let me go to my empties here and see. So this one I bought before I started tracking prices of stuff. So like this is really, really old. But when I was looking this up, the retail price I think said like, I can't remember. Yeah, it's the retail price said $55. And I was like, I don't think I paid $55. I want to say I paid $45 or $50. Like it was still expensive. And I think I might have got this on points. I'm not really sure. But it does work. So how you use this, or how I used it, was at night. If you use this in the evening, you put it on in the evening before you go to bed. When you get up, your lips aren't plumper. They're not bigger in any sense. But I feel like it smooths the lines out. But you have to use it. It's kind of like, brow serum or something. You've got to use it for a little bit, like a couple of weeks, and then you'll start to really notice like, oh, when I wake up, my lips are looking a little bit smoother. I mean, it doesn't last all day, but it does seem to help. It does seem to help sort of smooth some of if you have really I don't know, I have semi-liney lips. I wouldn't say they're really liney, but they're kind of in the middle. I just don't know if I'd repurchase this anytime soon, but it did work. But it's a very like temporary effect. So those were my empties. So if we talk about some of the numbers, I had 10 items plus the 2 others, and the value of the 10 items that I paid for was around $92.82, and the sum of the retail value was $142.23. The biggest thing I think being some of like that lip product was pretty expensive. I think this turned out to be a little bit more expensive. I got this in a point perk, so the retail value of this was a little bit more. What was the retail value of this? I usually try and do, if you can buy it, I'll put the number, but if you can't buy it, I put like the grams, pennies per gram or whatever it is. Yeah, this would have cost $15 had I paid for it. Like if you actually looked at the price per gram, I was like, wow, that's pretty expensive. Marc Jacobs lipsticks are pretty expensive, or they were, I guess. It's an art, not a science. I kind of do my best to figure out these things. So let's talk about the ins and outs of what happened this month. It's probably one of the most even months that I've ever had. Well, like year. I don't want to say month, but now that we're at this point in the year. So let's talk about the month. So coming in was $11.16, or $25.99 for retail value, and I brought in 2 items. And then going out, 10 items at a paid value of $92.82, or $142.23 retail value. Now, talking about the total though, where we're at right now in 2020, this is where I'm like, wow, this is kind of actually working. Who knew? I wasn't really sure, but it's surprising to see in total. So in total, again, I'm excluding those 2 mascaras. In total, I've brought in 39 items with a paid value of $284.17, or a retail value of $526.45. And if we compare that to the empties, I've used up 38 items, so 1 less, with a paid value of $250.50, or a retail value of $521.68. Like, that's so even. That's like the most even I've ever been. As much as I've been like struggling with this, and I'm like kind of like, I want to buy more stuff. This is kind of actually working. It is a little different than, it would probably be more in balance. Now, the one thing that's not in balance is type of product. If I changed my format to be a replace only, like buy once I finish something. So if I finish an eyeshadow, I can buy an eyeshadow. If I finish a lipstick, I can buy a lipstick. That would probably be way more balanced in terms of the actual product types. But yeah, like in total, overall though, what has come into my life and what has gone out in my life in 2020 is fairly even. So I'm super happy about that. That's amazing. I mean, again, I probably won't go forward with this forever, but doing this right now has been really eye-opening, and it feels really good. It feels really good to kind of keep things in check. particularly because I have been spending money on some other things outside of makeup right now. So yeah, it's kind of good that I'm keeping my beauty budget a little low right now because I need to spend money on some other stuff. So speaking of budget, let's talk about numbers. So my April budget was $40.39. I purchased, or I paid for, the one item, again excluding the mascaras, was $11.16. So my end of April balance was $29.23. So yay, surplus. I'd have been, I think since January, that's the first time that I've been in, in the green. I've been on the good side. The value of my April empties was $92.82. So if we add those two together, my May budget is $122.05. Yay! That's nice. That's a budget that I can deal with. That is a reasonable $122. That gives me some breathing room. What I'm kind of struggling with right now is, and I've talked about this last month, and you guys have given me some good ideas, and again, I might give myself some breathing room in the future, is there's some stuff that I need to buy, like replacement buy. Like I'm running out of nail polish remover. I do want to buy the Course RX snail oil thing, or snail serum. I'm kind of running out of that. And those are like replacement things that I want to buy. But then I also want to buy fun stuff. So how do I have room in the budget for both? I don't. So I don't know. I might give myself a couple of buffers. Again, there's something else that I wanted to buy that I'm like, that's just gonna not fit in this budget at all. But yeah, so I don't know, I'm still kind of like toying with giving myself, I'm already giving myself breathing room with like the mascara and concealer thing. So yeah, but anyway, I'm happy with how things are going, even though I am struggling. This is a big eye-opening lesson for myself to do this. Again, like I said, I might not do this budget part forever, but I'm keeping with it for now, at least for the next, I don't know if I'll be able to do this for the whole year, but I'm going to try. That is the plan, but we're going to take it 1 month at a time. That's all we can do. Anyway, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.